Hello, I'm Stephanie Adair, and welcome to Voice of Nation. From the aftermath of the economy during the past, COVID has caused many people experience stress, insomnia, and with marijuana being legalized to be used for medicine purposes, this has really struck an interest for many people. But can marijuana solve insomnia? Today we'll be talking to Kuntham Julapat Wilsopon and Dr. Yo of Herbidis Medical Center. Hi, สวัสดีค่ะ
Yo, yo, yo.
Hi. So, how is stress and insomnia related to cannabis?
Well, I think your intro was excellent in the fact that we live in a world today where there's just much stress. You got wars going on, you got the never-ending COVID crisis, the economy is tanking. People are just stressed. They can't relax. They can't rest. And as you are aware, and as your audience are going to be aware, if the body isn't resting, it's gonna cause so many other problems. Imagine if your body was a car. At some point, it's gotta stop from running. It's gotta relax. It's gotta stay in place, and it's gotta sleep. And lack of sleep, to me, is the number one cause of every disease. Because if your body's not resting, how can it cure itself? How can it fix itself? There's no medicine in the world that is better at fixing your ills than a good night's sleep. And a lot of people just can't do that. And they take these chemicals, they take all these pills. And what happens is the more you take of it, the more you'll need to take. Cannabis or marijuana has been around for thousands of years, way before sleeping pills. People were taking it. What does marijuana do? Everybody's aware of this. It helps you relax. It puts you to sleep, especially THC, which is a very stronger marijuana. People who have come to the clinic to work with Dr. Yo have had sleeping problems. Mostly people can't get what we call deep sleep. You may think that you're sleeping, but in reality, your eyes are like this. It's called REM, right? Rapid eye movement. You're really not sleeping. What cannabis will do to you is it gives you a deep sleep. And the deeper your sleep is, the better your body's healing itself. Now, as for me, the magic of sleep has done three things for me. One, I have lost 9 kilos, which is amazing. And it's come from the fact that I sleep better. I'm not stressed, because what happens when you're stressed? You eat. That's a problem. 2, I'm a diabetic. My sugar level before I met Dr. Yo was around 240. My sugar level since working with Dr. Yo and cannabis has dropped down to around 104. 3, I actually feel younger. The energy level from the ability to deep sleep using this little thing right here, which, by the way, is legal. If you come and get it at our clinic, it's legal, has caused me, I think, and the audience who's watching you may have known me from other shows, I think I look younger.
Maybe you have to get an after and then before picture, like right next to each other.
Just take a pic. Post a picture of Mike Tyson when he's getting beat up on the, and then put a picture of me. I kind of look like Mike Tyson in his bad days. But let me, I hope that answers. So cannabis has been around for thousands of years. It is the natural. Now, what's good about cannabis? It's natural. It's from a plant. There's no chemicals. It's something that the Thai government, we are the first country in Asia. The first country in Asia who has legalized this. Being such a conservative Buddhist country, can you imagine how difficult that must have been for the people at the Ministry of Health? But they saw the benefit of this, because at the end of the day, it's about taking care of people. Now, especially during this COVID time, I just recently got COVID. After, by the way, 6 shots, 2 Sinovac, 4 Pfizer, and I still got COVID.
Vaccine man.
I'm Mr. Vaccine. And the thing is, what I did immediately was I went to the doctors. I talked to Dr. Yo. He says the best way to get rid of COVID is for you to sleep and relax. So I just started taking this every night to put me to sleep, to let my body heal my body. And I was out of COVID in 3 days. And that's why sleep is such a critical issue. Dr. Yo มีอะไรจะบวกแอดไหมครับ
Yes,
Anything to add?
yeah. Thank you for having me here. Tom's already talked that very important points about the cannabis and his condition of the stress and sleep. Actually, why I'm interested in this because I'm myself is an endocrinologist and doing every day taking care of diabetes and what you call the non-communicable disease. It's called NCDs in one of the hospitals that I'm working on with this, and now I working here as a full-time doctor here, and most of them have a problem with sleeping. Actually, the sleeping is really number one of cause of diabetes and NCDs, as you see, and of course the immune system also getting whacked out of their body. So the cannabis come into play because of they getting a lot of medications already with insulins and blood pressure medication, diabetes, and cholesterol stuff. So I think myself, if those people don't take medicines, what happened? They cannot live without medicine, right? You think without medicine? Yes. That's why Tom and me met, and then we have this solution for this particular problem, especially sleep. We need eating, we need exercise, but sleeping is the big the fundamental of life, since we here in the world. So the cannabis come, which is help us to sleep longer, deeper. You know how many hours we need to sleep a night? You guess. You can guess. The best hour.
8.
A little bit too much. So 7 to 8 hours. Yeah, you're right.
Let me explain
almost.
the difference. The ongoing knowledge is that you need 8 hours sleep. In reality, I'm sleeping only 5 hours a night now.
Could be.
So people are saying, wait a minute. You're saying that cannabis helps you sleep. My 5 hours of quality sleep is better than 8 hours of sleep. And that's what our clinic does. We give you quality sleep. You can sleep for 12 hours. It doesn't mean you're getting quality sleep.
Snoring a lot.
People have to be able to define what sleep means. Sleep means you're in a deep state of sleep. Your body is relaxing. It's curing itself. And it's fixing all your ills. What cannabis does is it puts you into deep sleep. And that's the magic of this little plant. I hope that explains why the importance of sleep is. At Urbanus, we will put you to sleep. On a worst case, we'll take a stick and we'll hit you on the head with it.
Either way, you'll be falling asleep. I actually get like where you guys are coming from, because I've noticed like whenever I get really sick or really tired, I like need 12 hours of sleep, and then the next day I'm like, okay, I'm all better. But Dr. Yo, what are the most common diseases, like other than diabetes, that your patients come to you that they have?
Oh, okay. Actually, the sleeping is number one, of course. Number two is chronic pain. Office syndrome, of course, right now, just like Tom said about the stress from everything, infection, wars, whatever, economic. So the work at home is not easy as work at the office, right? You guys know about that. You are in the screen all the time. Time zone, thing like that. Even bad about this light. We call blue lights from screens. It make you wake up. They fool this light fool your brain like you are in the daytime all the time. We call circadian, okay, which is I study a lot in circadian. The cannabis or particular THC will help you to put you back on the specific the personal circadian of yours. So that at least will help you back to the normal your time. What you call the biologic clock of yours. However, the other thing that I see a lot is, of course, stress. It's come together, right? So stress is emotional thing about this. Just like Tom said about sleeping, your functioning of your life and stress. There's just a lot of thing that people coming to us and have a problem which is will help a lot. My patients.
Amazingly, on a personal level, one of the things I found out since using cannabis is weight loss. Never really thought of that.
Yep.
But if people know me, if you've seen me throughout the years, I used to weigh 107 kilos. Little less than a year and a half since taking cannabis, I am now down to 91. So it's a great weight loss. Why? Because again, the body's relaxed. I'm not stressed. I'm not stress eating. I'm able to relax. I'm able to have a much more fuller life. So with what Dr. Yo said, it's diabetes, it's office syndrome, chronic pain is what cannabis will help you with. Wrist problems, joint problems, back problems. It's weight loss. You have to do this. Is cannabis the cure-all? The answer is no. What cannabis does is it helps cures your stress level, helps put you to sleep, which allows your body to fix itself. One of the biggest things that patients are coming to us for is cancer cure. Let me be clear right now, and I hope that you really push this message out because I don't want people to get on the wrong path. There is no study in this world that says cannabis will cure cancer. So I don't want you to think of all these, hood people who are saying, take cannabis, it'll help cure cancer. It does not. What it does do, and it helps you in that cure. Why? Because cannabis will help you again. When people take chemo, they can't sleep. If you're able to sleep while you're taking chemo, your body's fixing itself.
They vomiting a lot.
They vomit a lot after they take chemo.
Yeah.
Cannabis will help you stop vomiting. Is cannabis going to help you cure cancer by itself? No, but if you come to our clinic while you have cancer, we can help you ensure that your chemotherapy, your cancer therapy, working in conjunction with the cannabis, helps make you better. But I will never, ever, ever lie to the public and say THC is the cure for cancer. It will help though.
Yeah, let me add add Tom a little bit. In our clinic also, we saw many of them coming already is Parkinsonism. Yes, shaking, with a lot of medication. Now they can take some of our cannabis formula, especially GPOs, right? For legally and from the government's Thai FDA approved it, to use this Parkinson's and also Alzheimer's for those memory loss, things like that, so they can relax and things like that, and then they can come back for a little bit good quality of life. Okay. The last but not least is about we exploring about the diabetes, which is the big things aside from weight loss, as Tom said. diabetes is growing body of studies in cannabis that can not kill, okay, just like the same thing, but we can use this as an option in conjunction with medicine, exercise, diet, weight loss, and uh, reduce the sugar, just like Tom did. This is you can see this as very good sample of this options of the therapies. I should not say
So,
treatment, it's not therapies. Yeah.
the best thing to tell you is I'm not only the owner and partner with Dr. Yo at Urbitus, I'm a customer.
Yeah, I'm taking care of him every day. Very naughty. No, naughty. Right? But he's doing very good job right now. Yeah.
Mr. Tom, you mentioned earlier that you're the first clinic in Asia right now. Like it's the first place to be legalized. Have you seen foreign customers or like Asian or ASEAN customers that come in?
We have. And again, it's something that we're preparing for. We believe that when tourists comes back to Thailand, they're going to come back for this. The new S curve of Thailand is going to be in the healthcare field. And since we're the only country in this region that can offer cannabis cure, imagine how many Chinese are going to want to do this. How many Indians are going to want to do this? How many Singaporeans are going to want to do this? Now, there's also a very large expat community in Thailand who are concerned about the laws and the legalities. I only recommend one thing. Do things that are legal. Our clinic is legal. The THC that we get from the government pharmaceutical organization, so it's legal. If you come to our clinic, what we do for you is we give you a health checkup first. THC, which is a stronger cannabis, or CBD, which is more for chronic pain. Now, if you have this in your purse and you are stopped by the police, the fact that it's from the GPO and you will get a card from our clinic that says you have the right to use cannabis, you won't go to jail. And that's the critical part of all our expat friends. Don't go to jail. Thai jails are very bad. So that's why it's important to come to clinics like Urbitus to get things legal. Now, there's a lot of ill market. My only concern is cannabis that's grown, that's illegal, you don't know what they're putting into the oil. You don't know about the pesticides. You don't know how they're harvesting it. Our clinic only gets its cannabis from two sources, which is the government pharmaceutical organization and the University of Khon Kaen. Again, he is a doctor. We're not going to put something bad into your body. So now, by the way, be careful. There's a lot of witch doctors out there. And if you want to believe in witch doctors, that's fine with me too. But be careful because it's two issues. One is, are you getting the legal stuff, which is clean? And two, if you have it on your possession, if you don't have a card from us, you may go to jail. So we welcome all expats to come.
So could you give us a small walkthrough? So we go to your clinic, we get a health checkup, and then what else? Do we just get prescribed an oil?
Yeah.
You come.
Mm-hmm.
What we recommend is we have technology here. If you remember the company Theranos, are you familiar with Theranos?
Genetics.
The blood company that actually went bankrupt.
Oh,
Okay.
yes.
Yeah. Elizabeth Holmes' strategy was actually correct, which is how do you do blood testing very quickly? Because all your ills come from your blood. If we know what your blood is doing, then we can tell you what's wrong with you. We actually have a partnership with a company here that can give you a full blood test within 15 minutes. It doesn't have to be sent to a lab. It doesn't have to be sent to a hospital. In 15 minutes, we will draw blood through a certified physician here. After that blood test, we take you to the doctor. The doctor will know what your problem is. Do you have high cholesterol? Do you have diabetes? Do you have any other? Like, we never knew this. My wife, strong, 36 years old, she took this blood test and she was shocked because it showed that she had very high cholesterol. Never knew it before. And she didn't want to go get a blood test at a hospital. Why? Because it's expensive and it takes too long. So our first line of defense for you is to give you this very quick 15-minute physician-approved, FDA-approved blood test, which then goes to Dr. Yo and our other doctors here. Then they will look at you, talk to you, understand what your problems are, and then we'll prescribe you a few things, either THC or CBD, or our other products. We have other sleeping products. As for example, if you really want to sleep, this is cannabis gummies.
I have to get that.
I will send it to you. Kukai, make sure this is sent to you, okay?
I will be buying that.
So again, we will have you out of here in no less than 40, in no longer than 45 minutes. In less than 45 minutes, you will know what's wrong with you through a physician-approved, lab-approved blood test, through a consultation with one of our excellent doctors, through the fact that you will be taking products home. Now, the key to the difference between us and a witch doctor is what? He will follow up.
Oh, yeah. I will get you to the home. We have a telemedicine, of course. We have a technology to record your what we call electronic medical records. And as just like Tom said, before we go into that, the good question is, how you know that I'm not good for cannabis? This is very important. When you come, you don't know if you are suitable for cannabis or not. You just want to use it, but you can't. You really can't. So it just come up a point that we will not give. But most of them pass the test. Most of them pass our interviews, and of course, we very happy to help them out. Yeah.
If nothing else,
yeah,
I would recommend people coming to our clinic
to
take the 15-minute blood test. Talk to a doctor. You have to know what's wrong with you. You're guessing. I was guessing.
At least
my wife was guessing. You cannot take a risk with your body through guessing. The technology is there to stop the guessing game and get into the reality game. And that's the difference between us and other clinics. We don't guess. He is from a major hospital here. All of our doctors are sports certified, and they're here from major hospitals here in Thailand.
Nutritionists.
By the way, we're real doctors. Okay, we didn't buy our PhD or our MD from Khao San Road.
And one thing is technology that Tom already did is the monitoring his sugar every day for 7 days, right? So I can see his sugar up and down like that, and I can tag it, and then I can correct it right away.
I guess
it is just
if you ask me what Urbanus is all about, I will tell you one thing right now. I hate hospitals with a passion. I hate them. I hate them. I hate them. I hate them. I don't really like doctors either, but I like this guy. Right. I hate hospitals. My objective at Urbanus and the doctor's objective is to not ever have you go to a hospital. It's expensive. It's time wasting. It's boring, and it's depressing. Come here. Get to know what's wrong with you. We have technology now that can monitor you 24 hours. This guy, after lunch every day, pings me and says, "What did you just eat? Your blood level just went up by 100." Right? Yeah. That's the kind of stuff that Urbanus does that no one else is doing.
Yeah.
So, Dr. Yo, you mentioned that there are some people who come in and take a test to see if they're not for marijuana. So this is only can be told by taking a test and blood tests, right, Dr. Yo? Or there's certain
Well,
types of diseases or people who aren't recommended for this type of treatment.
yeah, generally we do have some kind of what we call contraindication for using the cannabis. So we have to kind of make sure that they don't have really serious thing that they, of course, like pregnancy, the one who pregnant, the one who breastfeeding, the very young kid, you know, that's of course we already know. But some of the conditions that we probably not gonna recommend it. But if they do really need it, like Tom said about cancer, cancer is of course it's not directly, but it helps in terms of relaxation, anti vomitings, and quality of life, pain, sleeping, things like that. So we will accommodate that, with very caution, like we use microdose, not like full max of the THC thing like that. So we kind of like make sure that safe for customer or patient is the number one, quality
Yeah.
and number one, the
To be
safe,
clear, you don't have to take a blood test
not
to
necessary. Yeah,
get the cannabis. We
Mhm.
just recommend it.
exactly.
Okay, we just recommend it. If you already have if you're sure you have cancer, we can prescribe it to you. If you're sure you can't sleep, well, we'll prescribe it to you.
Mhm.
But while you're with us, in 15 minutes, we're gonna figure out what's wrong with you. Why isn't that worth your time? The critical part of not being sick is not to misdiagnose your disease. My wife is a clear indicator that she never knew she had high cholesterol. After a 15-minute quick blood test, now she's taking the right medication to control that. She always thought she had a thyroid problem. Well, what we figured out was that thyroid is causing her to have cholesterol problems. Again, if you have a problem, come to our clinic. The key is this, and I want to be clear to all of your audience right now. I'm not here to profit from you. I'm already rich. I'm here to help you because this is my payback to society.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. I hate hospitals because they overcharge, they waste your time, and they try you to upsell things at stuff you don't need.
So, for those with health problems or insomnia and interested in healing with marijuana, don't forget to pay Herbitus Medical Center at Sukhumvit 13 a visit. Thank you so much for your time today, Naka.
ครับสวัสดีครับ
A pleasure. And you will come, right?
Yes, I will. That's it for Voice of the Nation. Thank you. สวัสดีค่ะ